Hi guys, and welcome back to the Crochet Tour YouTube channel. In today's video I've got a new pattern for you. It's another Pokemon pattern, and this time it's for Ferroseed. So here he is. Now this is probably one of my simpler and quicker patterns that I've done because you literally just need to do this kind of egg-shaped body slash head, and then you just need to make a lot of these spikes and then do a few felt pieces. So you can probably get this done in just a few hours, but it is a bit repetitive doing all the spikes. So yeah, just make sure that you have a nice podcast or something to listen to while you're doing this one, I think. But yeah, so if you're interested in finding out how to make this, then do keep watching. As always, the free written pattern is available on my blog, which will be linked down below, so you can have that open while you watch this video, or you can just use the written pattern if you don't need the video instructions. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started with this. For this tutorial you'll be needing aran yarn in the following colours: black, green and grey. You'll then be needing some stuffing. This is just a small amount to demonstrate, but you'll obviously need a lot more than this. Some stitch markers, I'm just using some pieces of yarn there. Some scissors, your yarn needle, your crochet hook, which mine is 4mm, but depending on the weight of yarn that you use, you may need to size up or size down if you choose not to use aran weight yarn. Some fabric glue, this is Fabri-Tac here. Some felt in these three colours, so yellow, black and green. This is for the eyes and also the little spots. And then you'll also potentially want some pins here for when you're sewing down the green spikes to the main body part. So yeah, that's everything that we'll be needing. We're going to start off by making the main head slash body. So we're going to need our grey yarn to start. So for round one, we're just going to do 6 single crochets in a magic circle. Then for round 2, we're going to increase in each single crochet all the way around, which will get us to 12 single crochets at the end of the round. Then the next few rounds are just standard increase rounds in increments of 6, so I'm just going to talk you through those. So for round 3, you're going to do single crochet increase and repeat that 5 more times to get to 18 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 4, 2 single crochet increase, repeat 5 more times to get you to 24 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 5, 3 single crochet increase, repeat 5 more times to get you to 30 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 6, you're just going to single crochet in each of those 30 single crochets all the way around. Round 7, 4 single crochet increase, repeat 5 more times to get you to 36 single crochets at the end of the round. Then round 8, just single crochet in each of those 36 single crochets all the way around. And I will meet you at the end of round 8 because this is when we're going to change colour to black. So I just got to the end of round 8, and as you can see, this is what it's looking like. So as I mentioned, at this point we now need to change to black, so I'm just going to use the fake single crochet method for this. Now you can just do a normal colour change if you want, but I want to try and disguise the colour change as much as possible, so that's why I'm doing it like this. So I'm just cutting my yarn, leaving a very short tail here. I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to skip the next single crochet and put my hook into this single crochet here and pull the tail through. And then I'm going to go back to that final single crochet of round 8, and I'm just going to go into the front loop only from our current perspective, so this front loop here. and then I'm going to pull that tail through again, and as you can see that just creates this fake single crochet here, so it's harder to tell where the round ended, so that's why I'm doing that. But again, as I mentioned, it's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. So now all we need to do is just reattach our black yarn. I would recommend not reattaching into the fake single crochet and reattaching into the single crochet before that, or any other single crochet really. It doesn't make a massive difference where you choose to reattach. And that's what I'm just doing here. So I'm just gonna pull that through. And there we have it. So now we've changed to black. So we're going to move on to round 9, which is literally just single crocheting in each of the single crochets all the way around. And that obviously does include this fake single crochet here as well. So yeah, we're just going to do this all the way around. So that's pretty straightforward. So I'll just meet you at the end of round 9 when you've done those 36 single crochets all the way around, and then we're going to change back to grey and do some more increase rounds. So I've reached the end of round 9, and now we're going to do our colour change back to grey as I mentioned. So I'm just going to do the same method again. So I've already cut my yarn, so I'm just pulling the tail through here. I'm going to skip this single crochet, I'm going to go into this second one here, pull the yarn tail through, then go back into that final single crochet of round 9 into the front loop only from our perspective, and then just pull that tail through, and then we have a fake single crochet again. So that is all I've done there. So now I'm going to reattach the grey yarn into a nearby single crochet. So I'm just going to do that now. Cool, okay. So now I'm just going to talk you through the next few rounds because they're not much different to what we've just done here. So for round 10, you're going to do 5 single crochet increase and repeat that 5 more times to get to 42 single crochets at the end of the round. Rounds 11 and 12, you're just going to single crochet all the way around in each of those 42 single crochets. Then round 13, you're going to do 6 single crochet increase and repeat that 5 more times to get to 48 single crochets at the end of the round. And then rounds 14 to 15, again, just single crochet in each of those 48 single crochets all the way around. And I'll meet you at the end of round 15 because we're going to change to black again. So I've reached the end of round 15 and now we're going to change to black as I mentioned. So I'm just going to do the same fake single crochet method again. Okay, so now for round 16, again, we're just going to single crochet all the way around in each of those 48 single crochets. So I'm just getting started with that now. And yeah, that's quite straightforward. I would just meet you at the end of round 16 and then we're going to change back to grey. So we're at the end of round 16 and again we're going to do our colour change back to grey. So cool, so now I'm just reattaching my grey. So now for rounds 17 to 22, you're just going to single crochet all the way around in each of the 48 single crochets. And then again, I'll meet you at the end of round 22 because we're going to change to black for round 23. So I've reached the end of round 22 and once again, we're going to change colour to black. Same exact method. So now for round 23, we're just going to again single crochet all the way around, but in our black colour this time. I'll meet you at the end of round 23 as we're going to do our final colour change back to grey. We're not going to be changing colour anymore after that. And then after round 23, so for the last few rounds, we're just going to basically be decreasing to close off the main head/body piece. So I will meet you once you've crocheted all the way around. So I finished round 23 and now I'm going to change back to grey. Cool, okay, so now for round 24 you're going to do 6 single crochet, decrease, and repeat that 5 more times, sorry, to get you to 42 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 25, 5 single crochet, decrease, repeat 5 more times to get you to 36 single crochets. Round 26, 4 single crochet, decrease, repeat 5 more times to get you to 30 single crochets. Round 27, 3 single crochet, decrease, repeat 5 more times to get you to 24 single crochets. And then round 28, 2 single crochet, decrease, repeat 5 more times to get you to 18 single crochets. And I'll meet you at the end of round 28 because at this point we need to stuff this. So I reached the end of round 28 and now it's time to add some stuffing to this. So you're going to want to stuff quite firmly. So I'm just going to start adding that in now. And I'll just show you when I've finished stuffing this. So I've added the stuffing now, so this is what it's looking like. And now just you need to do the final couple of rounds. So for round 29, you're just going to single crochet, decrease, and repeat 5 more times to get you to 12 single crochets at the end of the round. And then for round 30, decrease all the way around. That'll get you to 6 single crochets at the end of round 30. And I'll meet you at that point, as that's when we're going to close up the hole and then just kind of finish off this main body/head piece. And then all we need to crochet is just the little green spikes. So I reached the end of round 30 and now we're just going to close up that hole. So just cut your yarn. You don't need to leave a particularly long tail because we're not going to be doing any sewing with it. So just pull your yarn tail through like this, grab your needle. And then we're just going to close up this hole here. And then all you need to do once you've done that is just put your needle through that centre of the hole there and just kind of push the tail through to any other point on the head/body like that. Don't pull too hard, otherwise you'll misshape this bit at the bottom. And then just cut the yarn tail. So now what we have is, like I say, our head/body, and I'm just going to show you this. So from this angle it does look quite nice and neat actually. You can kind of see where the colour changes happened if you really look, so you can see that they look a bit thicker where the colour change happened. However, I do just think this looks a little bit neater, like I say, than doing the standard colour change where you just literally pull your yarn tail through in the new colour instead of sort of cutting and reattaching like I have been doing with the fake single crochet method. So yeah, so I think this is probably going to be my front side still because it still looks neater than the bits where we did the colour changes. But as I say, I just prefer how this looks overall. So anyway, enough of that. We're going to move on to making those little green spikes that we need to now sew all the way around the body, and we're going to need to make quite a lot of those. So I'm going to show you how to do one, and then you can just repeat the process as many times as you need. So let's get on to that now. So the spikes are quite easy to make and they're quite quick to make, but as I mentioned, you're going to need to make 16 of these in total. So yeah, it's a bit repetitive. You're probably going to want to watch a video or something while you're doing this, otherwise you'll probably get a bit bored. But so the first thing we're going to do is just 3 single crochets in a magic circle. Then for round 2, you're going to increase all the way around, so that's going to get you to 6 single crochets at the end of round 2. And this round can be a little bit tight because we obviously started off with a 3 single crochet first round, so yeah, just take your time. Okay, now for round 3, we're just going to single crochet in each of those 6 single crochets from round 2. Then round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochet, increase and repeat that once more, and that'll get us to 8 single crochets at the end of the round. I think I've got my needle caught on something. Not my needle, my hook. There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for round 5, we're going to do 3 single crochet, increase and repeat that once more to get us to 10 single crochets at the end of the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the final round, which is round 6, we're just going to do 4 single crochet, increase, 4 single crochet, increase, and that'll get us to 12 single crochets at the end of the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Okay, so now you're just going to want to cut your yarn, leaving a bit of a tail, maybe not like a massively long tail, because I guess this is only quite a small piece, but we are going to need to sew it down, so maybe something like that. And then you could cut this tail if you want, or you can I just push mine inside like this to hide it. So that's the spike that we've got. And as I mentioned, you need to do this now 15 more times, because we actually need 16 of these to sew to the body. So I'll meet you once you finish that, and then I'll show you how we're going to sew these down. So I've got my big pile of 16 spikes now. What a relief to finish doing those. That was quite boring. But now what I'm going to do is show you where we're going to sew those down. So what I've done for you is I've added pins to the points where I think I'm going to put those spikes. So just for your reference, this is the front of the head/body. So the eyes are going to go down here. And yeah, I'll just show you quickly to prove that there's 16 pins here, and then also you can kind of maybe do the same thing yourself to give you a reference. So at the top there's one just right at the top here, and then there should be 4 sort of coming off diagonally from that one at the top there. So that's the first 5. Then between these two sort of black streaks, you're going to want to have one that's going to be directly in the centre at the front. So that's this one here. Then you're going to want to do one at the back and then one either side there. So that's the next 4. So that brings us up to 9 spikes in total. And then between the next 2 black streaks, you just want to have one sort of coming directly down from the one at the right and the left, so like this. That's the next 2, and that brings us to 11 spikes in total. And then finally at the bottom you want to do 5, and you want to, the first thing I did was I pinned down the 2 at the front because they should be kind of equal distance from this spike here, and then you just want to put the other 3 down, sort of again trying to keep a roughly equal distance there. So yeah, that is the next 5, and that brings us to 16 spikes in total. So again, I'll just quickly show you that again. So this is where I've pinned down. And then there's the one at the top and these 5 here at the bottom that you might not have been able to see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me sewing one of these spikes down, because it would be a very long video if I filmed myself sewing all 16 of them down. So I'll probably just do this top one here just to show you, and then you can get on and do the rest of them yourself. And then all we're going to need to do is the eyes and the little black dots. So those are going to be the felt pieces. So yeah, let's get started with that. So I finished sewing the spikes all the way around, and these 2 pins here are just to demonstrate where the eyes are going to go when we glue those on. So I'll just quickly show you what it's looking like. It doesn't matter if it's not been sewn exactly sort of correctly evenly spaced around, because there's so many spikes you kind of can't really notice anyway. So don't worry about being too perfect with it. It'll probably look great regardless. So yeah, now all that's left to do is to just add the felt pieces. So if you look at a picture of Ferroseed, there's 2 eyes that go here, and then there's also some like black dots that are going all the way around the face. So what I would recommend you do is you have a look at a picture of Ferroseed and you just kind of cut out some black dots and try and place them in the same formation as what the picture looks like. But obviously I'll show you when I finish my one as well. But I worked out that it seems like there's 8 of these black dots on the front, so I just did 16 in total so that I can put 8 on the back as well, because I couldn't find a picture of the back of Ferroseed, but I guess the back doesn't really matter too much anyway. So yeah, this is what the felt pieces look like that I've cut out. So these are the eyes. So you just need 2 green pieces that are kind of like triangular at the bottom, but then they've got the 2 side pieces here. And then you just want a yellow half sort of oval shape, and then also a black oval shape to go in the middle for each of the eyes. and then you just want 16 black dots that are kind of, you need to try and make them look not uniform, so they all look a little bit different from each other. Some of them should be triangular and some of them should have 4 sides to them, if you look at a picture of Ferroseed. So yeah, so I just made 16 of those, and then now I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to just show you what it looks like once it's glued. And in terms of cutting these out, I just did all of mine freehand, but you could draw some shapes if you want to, so that you have a sort of reference to cut around. But yeah, I just like to do it freehand. So yeah, I'll show you once I've glued those down, and then that's it. So I've glued down all the felt pieces, and this is the finished Ferroseed. So this is it from the front, and then the back. And it does kind of stand up as well on the spikes, as you can see, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, bit shorter than my other ones, I think. And yeah, I'll be back soon with some more patterns. Thanks for watching.